Hi everyone, Intuitive Edge here. This is where we take an intuitive look at what's going on in our world. I want to take a look as Celebrity Spotlight at Ilhan Omar. We're going to take a look at this situation. Now, she's been in the news a lot with President Trump and the squad, as they're called, of the 4 freshman congresswomen that are sparring with the president. But there's been something that's come up on Ilhan Omar specifically regarding her background, and this has actually been out there for a few years. I read a blog called Powerline Blog, David Steinberg, if any of you want to go read it. It's very interesting. David Steinberg, Powerline Blog. He does, his piece is called The Curious Case of Ilhan Omar, and he goes into accusations, I guess you could say, evidence that points to her being doing some illegal things, such as immigration fraud, perjury, marriage fraud, state and federal tax fraud, federal student loan fraud, and even bigamy. It looks as though evidence suggests that she may have married her brother in order to get him into the country, and that she came into the country through an assumed alias. So there's stuff going on about that. It's interesting to know what will happen. And I did draw some cards, and I want to share that with you now. So we're going to get into this. So I've written out 7 questions, and the first question deals with the issue and the current accusations. Are any of them true? Is this true? Now we have the 3 of Sky. This is typically known as the heartbreak card, heartache. It can be a card of betrayal. What's interesting about the artwork and the depiction on this card is these cats are up on this fence, house, whatever this is, wall, and they're knocking things over, and they're being destructive. You can see cats are knocking off the pottery. There's a big giant crystal up here that's getting knocked over. And so they're up on this edifice of some sort, and they're wreaking havoc and knocking it over. I want to move on to the next and then come back and circle back to this, so bear with me on this. The next one was the hidden. What is hidden that we need to know? Now, this card is the Emperor reversed. The Emperor is the cat on the throne. It came in reversed. Now, the Emperor upright is someone who's in authority and generally benevolent authority, but being assertive and taking authority. When it's reversed, it is somebody who is misusing their power, who is being deceitful, forceful, belligerent. And this is on the question of the hidden. What do we need to know? We can take the Emperor reversed as a usurpation of authority and power, not a genuine use of authority and power. So possibly what this could be intimating is what's hidden is this agenda of usurpation of power or authority. Some type of hidden agenda that involves deceit and belligerence and taking power and authority through possibly wrong means, like the ends justify the means, like get in and get power, but it's with nefarious purposes. Okay. The next question is the light. So with these accusations, if they're proven true, will light be shed on this? Will there be any justice or any type of reprimand or any type of penance or punishment or anything like that? And I've actually have punishment on another question. So this is like, will she face justice, be reprimanded? Will light be shed on this? Now we had the 9 of Sky come in reversed. Nine of Sky. This is the cat having a nightmare. It's like, this is the anxiety card. Anxious, fretful, worrisome. And it came in reversed. This could indicate a deepening sense of a nightmare scenario playing out. Perhaps like your worst nightmares like coming true, or this is like you put in your anxiety and it's like it like comes back even bigger. It's like an amplification of anxiety. I do sense some pushback on this as this comes to light. I do sense some real pushback on it. And the pushback, I think, is going to come in the form of killing the messenger, kind of. Not, I don't mean literally. I mean like those who are exposing this are going to be viciously attacked. They're going to be called racist, homophobic, or not homophobic, but whatever. They're going to be called all these kinds of epithets. Racially motivated, racially charged. It's going to be vicious. Xenophobic, that's the word I was looking for. So those kinds of things, that's going to be what's going to be coming at these, as this comes out in the news. That's going to be the playbook, and it's going to be vicious. Hopefully those that are, bringing this out in the Justice Department or wherever this goes, if it goes anywhere, that they have thick skin, because they're going to need it. This is going to be vicious. Okay. I don't know that that'll work though, long term. I think on some it might, because some people are, they don't want to be called names. But anyway, this is a matter of, do we do what's right or let it go? So next card, what kind of justice or punishment or any type of reprimand? We have the Four of Earth. This is a card of, this came in reverse, by the way. This is a card of holding on to what's yours and being extremely territorial, and not wanting to let go, like drawing the line, this is mine. And I really sense that, especially with the vicious attack coming from the other card, is this sense of this is holding on to this, but yet when this card's reversed, it's like it eludes your grasp. You're trying to hold on to something that you want, but it's like coming out of its grasp. You can't hang on to it. It's like a slippery rope with oil on it. You can't cling on to it as much as you want to try. And I sense that there may be some things taken away from her. I don't know if this is in regards to the house seat, but something important is like taken from her, taken away. Next we have the Three of Sky. Oh, wait, I already did that one. Let me get to the next card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth card. Will she be, my question was, will she be a nightmare to Donald Trump, as she has sworn to do? That came out in the news earlier today, that she's going to be Donald Trump's worst nightmare, okay? Now, so I've got the Fire Kitten. This came in reverse, but I'll show it to you upright. This is a card. This cat is playing with fire, playing with a candle. You got to be careful when you play with fire, you don't get burned. Came in reversed. To me, this is like, I don't think she'll be successful in being a nightmare to Donald Trump. As I was looking at this card, the words came into my mind: those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I think she's got a fragile house around her, especially if these accusations against her are true in that blog. That's a lot. And oh, by the way, sidebar, in that article on Powerline blog, I hope you do read it. He does mention in there an interesting statistic. It's perhaps the most extensive spree of illegal misconduct. So those who live in glass houses should throw stones. All right, next. What will happen to her house seat? Okay, now this is interesting. We have the 6 of C. This is the card of innocence, childhood, innocence, playful, joyful. I wonder if her house seat will be up for grabs. Perhaps. I don't sense that she'll be reelected. I don't sense that. Last question. The ultimate outcome for Ilhan Omar. Elmi, whatever her name is. That's the other accusation, as that looks like her. She actually has a different name, but we have the Earth Tom. Now, on the question of the ultimate outcome, I want you to pay attention to this imagery on this card. Now, as you can see, this is an Earth Tom, this is a messenger. This cat is carrying another kitten over a line, over a ditch, crossing a border, you could say, moving this kitten from one place to another. Now, I know I looked at this, I spent some time with this and looked at it for a little while, paused the video and was like, I mean, this to me looks like, what came to me is like moving someone to another area across a border. Now, I had to sit and think about this because my understanding is that she is an American citizen. She's been naturalized. I believe she came here when she was 12. So exactly how this card and this imagery of picking someone up, you could say, picking someone up and moving them across a border, what does this mean? And this card of holding on to something, but it was reversed, which indicates heavy losses, like losing everything you're trying to hold on to. Does she lose her citizenship? I don't know. I'm not saying that that's going to be the case. I don't know how those things work. But something important and dear, I think the least maybe is the house seat. It's the least of her worries, perhaps. I mean, I saw that and I was really taken by that imagery. And all I could think of was crossing a border. So what that means and how that will play out, I don't know. I tend, when it comes to political figures, especially those on the left, I tend to think in my own mind that they will get off a little more easily and that the punishment for them is not as severe. So, but this seems to indicate something different. And I still, in my mind, I'm still thinking she's not going to, nothing's going to happen to her. That's my mind going. Nothing's going to happen to her. She's doing her thing. And, there's two sets of standards in our country. Unfortunately, there really is. One for Democrats, one for Republicans. It seems like the media, they don't cover certain things that are unfavorable to Democrats the way that they do if it's a Republican. It's very noticeable. And so I tend to think that, they'll give her a pass. She'll get away with this. That's my thinking. The cards seem to indicate something else. So we will see what happens. We'll see what happens. Last card is the card underneath. This is kind of gives a flavor for what's going on underneath this whole thing. We have the Sky Queen. This card came in reversed. I'll show you it upright. Generally, the meaning of this card is a very strong and forceful woman. But as a reversal, it's somebody who is devious, someone who is dishonest. So that's flavoring this whole thing. In addition to those other cards that talked about the usurpation of authority and power. Anyway, I may do a follow-up on this because my head is telling me one thing and what I'm seeing in the cards is telling me something different. And that's okay. The cards never lie. We can have our opinions, but the cards tell the story. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Thanks for stopping by my channel. If you liked it, leave a like. We'll catch you next time. This is Intuitive Edge. Bye for now.